Hi there, Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. We're here with your reading. This is for September 2021, and let's see what is at play. We're going to pull a card for each of the days, and we're also going to possibly pull a Celtic cross. We'll see what we sort of feel in. But Virgo, thank you for your support here, for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions, and thank you for tuning in ultimately to you. Now, I feel right off the bat, Virgo, I was just meditating on your energy, and I'm getting that there's something kind of like a little competitive here, actually. And it's interesting because I just finished the Aries reading. You came through quite strongly there. So there could be something here that you're working with. You might be really dealing with an Aries here quite prominently around this time. For some of you, Virgo, I feel like there's something that has been really kind of exhausting, and I feel like you're really at a point with whatever this storyline is. I'm hearing that as well, and I'm hearing it's something that feels kind of like endless. I'm seeing that now. Virgo, this could also be you with you, of course, right? We all have Aries energy, we all have Virgo energy, so it's a matter of how it is that you see it, and you might come back to reading and see, wow, wait a second, that's like so me, or that's so me and that person, or that's both of us, It's all how you sort of see it, and it might be different from our time, so take it as you will, Virgo. Definitely come back to readings if you feel guided, of course, always use your personal intuition, and but see how you feel with the energy. Now, let's see. Wow, I feel there's something competitive here, Virgo. And I almost said Aries again. There's somebody here, maybe you don't realize that someone is competitive with you, and I'm hearing Cancer. Yeah, it's like I did not think that they were even aware of me. I'm hearing that, or that was something that was really something they were worried about, or something that was on their mind. I'm seeing 1111 here. There's something that's definitely, though, on someone's mind, Virgo, and I feel like even if you don't realize it, this person really gives a shit. I mean, they do. I'm getting the vibe that maybe you didn't feel like someone cared as much as I'm feeling it. Yet again, they really do. So, let's, again, pull the cards and get into it. First is the Ace of Swords upright. Wow. Maybe you're even triggering someone, Virgo. Let's pull in a children's animal card on that. 2 cards want to come through. Ladybug, notice little things upright. And Crow, believe in the magic. Wow, that just flopped out in reverse. So for some of you, maybe something... I feel that you don't know what this is. Honestly, I feel like right off the bat, at least, I feel like you're not feeling I can see how I triggered that person. Oh yeah, it's so obvious. Clearly, I don't think that you really thought something was going to manifest even of a certain situation here. Maybe you just kind of went for it and you're whatever, la-di-da-di-da kind of vibe. But no, I feel like truly someone is maybe, really, really, really aware of also your moves here. Again, more than maybe than you suspect. Let's get September 2nd out. 3 of Cups upright. Yeah, I'm hearing lip to lip. Maybe you got physical with someone and someone saw it, and it may not be, it could be someone's ex or something. It's I didn't know that they were gonna be I'm hearing flashing. Let's clear it. Yeah, flashing the screen around at people. Maybe someone even kind of shared your private image or something with a number of people, and you didn't. Again, I'm getting that you didn't think that they maybe were gonna be doing that. Okay, on the 3 of Cups is the Wolf in reverse. You're safe and protected in reverse. Some of you, this might be a child actually, or someone who they have a side to them that maybe you didn't know about. Yeah, I keep hearing this, Virgo. Maybe it's someone you're dating and maybe they're super possessive. Maybe even with you and a child. I'm not sure. And I'm not saying that anything is permissible or acceptable or appropriate. It's always what you feel in a certain, right, obviously, connection. But there is something here that I feel is definitely surprising, to say the least. Maybe you were on a friend date, with your friends, and it's this person turns around and yeah, no. For some, I'm seeing someone kind of throws a fit even. It's you didn't, I keep seeing this, you did not think. Now let's pull in the 3rd. Let's clear the energy. It could be sort of competitive, 2 people looking in on a space. Even I'm seeing a hangman there. Maybe there is something that it's you thought that you were the only one looking at that's oh boy, no, there's someone else definitely. 10 of Cups up right on the 3rd of September, and popping out upside down is the 6 of Wands. Somebody maybe had a plan, they were well, I was gonna kind of go for that. Yeah, it's something kind of, I don't know, I even see 2 people grabbing for the same muffin. Take it as you will. This came from the Aries reading. Yeah, I was hey, I'm hearing I'm Spider-Man. It's oh, okay. Okay, it's like, you know, I'm not sure, but okay. On the 4th is the King of Swords upright. Some of you, it's a matter of the process, and this could be you with you. Maybe you didn't expect yourself, you know, maybe this is you. You didn't expect that you'd get jealous about something. You know, maybe you said, hey, yeah, it's fine, and then, you know, your friend goes and hangs out with her friend and you end up feeling a certain way. Like, I feel weird about that. Now, for some of you, though, with Turtle Take Your Time on the 3rd, you know, this might be something that, you know, you realize you want to start taking a different approach with the Turtle Take Your Time on the 10 of Cups. Let's pull on the King of Swords. Right on the 4th. Let's clear it. Yeah, this is definitely something competitive. I just keep getting that feeling. Like, this could be something you're really good at, and then, like, someone comes through. It's like you're even sharing a space here. It's like, wait, like, you know, actually, like, okay, like, there's something that maybe you felt you were really, like, having a good time with or something like that, and then there's a third element that comes into the mix. I'm hearing Brainiac. He thinks he's a Brainiac. I'm hearing that somebody's maybe just triggering someone. So on the 5th, we have the Hermit, your own card, in reverse, and we then have the Coyote, learn from your mistakes in reverse. There's something I feel you really don't want to, like, get involved in from, like, a very particular angle. It's like, I don't want to be entertaining that. Like, maybe some of you see in yourself, like, a certain trait. You're like, I'm getting possessive over this person, and, like, I don't want it to be like that. Or I'm getting possessive over this space, and I don't want it to get like that. And this could be someone else's energy as well. For some of you, there's something that you were not expecting, like, yet again, to get to a certain point. Maybe you thought, oh, okay, all right. But you didn't think, like, it would really manifest like that. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe you sent a little message to someone, and, like, you weren't thinking that they would be reacting like that. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th is the 9 of Cups in reverse. I keep hearing competitive. So I'm seeing a lot of people looking at a certain space as very desirable. The Horse, trust your feelings upright. It's like that moment when you didn't know other people were waiting in line. Like, you really didn't. And you just kind of stepped forward, and it's like other people come forward like, hey, like, we've been kind of, like, waiting for this. I'm hearing that, but, you know, take it as you will yet again. It's the Horse, trust your feelings on the 9 of Cups in reverse. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, for some of you, I see you really want to get intimate with somebody. Maybe, you know, for a certain period of time, you're like, I don't care if, you know, you thought, I'm over them. I'm hearing that as well. But, yeah, you start to, something adds up. Like, okay, no, wait. I'm not feeling okay about that, and I'm not feeling okay about that, and, like, no, I can't do this. You want to hash something out here, like, hey, I kind of actually want to, like, let's have a talk about this. Again, there's even some, maybe with an employer, like, you thought something was going to be your type, like, a storyline here, and it just kind of wasn't working out. Maybe at a certain point financially, even. Buffalo, be thankful for all you have upright. I feel like some of you want to clear the air even. Yeah, it's like, oh boy, like, I really, yeah, I'm hearing, you know, I'm sorry, I'm hearing that as well. Like, I don't want it to be this way. Maybe there's a dynamic that just is kind of, like, throwing somebody off, like, it's making someone kind of not feel good. Maybe it's even, like, things that someone's talking about, or it's, like, certain types of, like, elements in the environment that are causing drama or some kind of, like, you know, sensation that's not, like, appropriate. Like, maybe someone is dating somebody again, and they come out and they're like, hey, the fact that you kind of, like, I'm hearing pygmy-sized goats. I'm hearing on your wall, in your backdrop, makes me feel like I'm a museum piece. I'm not sure what that is alluding to. Take it as you will. Could be related to your career again, collaborative matters, but, like, yeah, no, let's clear it. It's like, yeah, no, someone's like, hey, it makes me kind of feel, let's clear it, yeah. It's like, you're making me feel kind of discarded. I'm hearing that as well. Somebody maybe feels, you know, let's clear it. It's like, why are you kind of, they have to come out and say this. It's hurting my feelings that you're kind of saying that about me. I'm hearing that. 9 of Cups in reverse, like, someone is having a reaction to something, okay? Yeah, I'm hearing that. Maybe this is, you didn't realize this. Maybe someone is an employer even. There could be someone coming through. It could be a child even. Maybe you realize, like, children are getting kind of, like, you know, they're getting into a vibe with one another. Like, hey, like, why does, you know, Mikey get, like, more ice cream and, like, my scoops only go halfway? I'm hearing that. Oh, let's clear it. Okay, well, but, you know, it could be a metaphor. But I am seeing, like, ice cream scoops here with the 9 of Cups. For some, possibly, there's something that was also just not as expected, and you just got to come out and be like, hey, so yeah, there's a different expectation here. I was kind of thinking that we would kind of do it like this, like that, and we clearly have, like, different things in mind. Is that not true? At least if it's not true, tell me, you know. But someone is definitely, I feel, feeling a little bit hurt here with the 9 of Cups in reverse. That's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 6th. Something is kind of becomes really, yeah, let's clear it. Somebody maybe even, like, goes on vacation and, like, sleeps over someone's house, and it's like they start to feel really weird about that. Like, no, I'm actually really not okay with that. No, like, I'm hearing that. You need to, like, either, like, come back and, like, I'm hearing serve me ice cream, or, like, say that, you know, I'm hearing you're stoned. You're stone cold. You're stone cold asleep. Like, you need to give me direction with this. So for some, I'm hearing melted ice cream. I'm hearing that with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Like, maybe something, this is financially, like someone that you already had something lined up, or there was a misunderstanding, like, oh, I thought we were gonna like do that, and it's like, okay, King of Wands upright. There's a point here. I feel like you have to have a really kind of like, I don't want to say brutal conversation with somebody, but it's like kind of like a rude awakening a little bit. Like, hey, I don't know really what you had in mind, but like, this is what we're doing. I'm seeing someone tap dancing here. I'm hearing Fuller. I'm hearing no. Thank you. I'm good. I'm seeing something is going a little weird. Like, it's coming down to expectations. Now, let's clear the energy and ground. The Four of Cups comes through on the 9th. For some of you, this is an environment that's making you feel weird. Maybe you start to realize that this is not a healthy industry for you, or there's something that is not putting you in a good mental space. And for some of you, you have to like let someone know about this, like really sharply, almost like, hey, like I see there's a misunderstanding even with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, like the Queen of Swords preceding the King of Swords in the next week. I'm hearing opposing. Maybe this is even a court case. Like, I'm not sure, take it as you will, but like, it's like, hey, that was definitely not outlined there. Like, why did you? Yeah, I feel there will be questions answered in that second week, given what was coming through in the first week. Someone, though, I feel is really not aware of what exactly was lined out to begin with here. So let's get into it further in this second week. I feel like these are even friends who maybe started like a business. They didn't really have like a set contract out, from the get-go, and it kind of started getting a little weird here. Let's clear the energy and ground. Star in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. World in reverse. And the Five of Pentacles upright. I feel this is a big deal. It's like, I can't not say something about this. This is really important. The raccoon coming through on the Four of Cups. Yeah, no, you realize I need something different. Like, this is not working for me. I'm sorry. Hey, I need to like shower, like, I'm hearing also like on my own, like maybe there's a living situation that's not working out. Beaver, do your chores. It's like, I'm hearing, oh, senor, why? I'm hearing that. I don't know, it's just coming through. Maybe it's a particular message for somebody here. Like, yeah, I'm hearing, no, I'm hearing that. Like, maybe there's just a misunderstanding. Like, okay, no, let's clear. Yeah, for anybody that's going to be a past life energy, I'm hearing that as well. Coming through, take it easy well. Someone here, yeah, they're realizing this is just not my style. I'm hearing that as well. Like, this environment is not going to be feeding me, fueling me. Like, it's making me feel like I'm in adrenaline mode. It's something that, again, let's clear it. Yeah, it's just something that you feel is not serving you. The hummingbird, cheer up on the Queen of Swords upright. Let's clear it. Someone needs to get down to it. They want to point something out. Hey, we need to like figure out the rest of the contract there with that, because I'm not gonna sit on the sidelines like and not play the game at all. And like, this is really hurting my feelings. I'm hearing that. This is really making me feel like I'm just set to the side here. The Stars in reverse, dear, upright, be kind to yourself and others upright. There was I keep getting this huge misunderstanding. It's like you did not have any idea, maybe even to what extent this person did not have in mind what you had in mind. Swan in reverse, you're beautiful just as you are in reverse. It's like you guys maybe just really missed. There's something, it's like you lost in translation vibe. It's like something was just not, it just, yeah, there's something off. Yeah, it's off. It's something even maybe physical. Like you feel like you're not having enough time. Like, how do we say this? Like, I'm hearing like the kids, someone maybe wants to see their kids more often, take it as you will. Something with like an animal. I'm seeing somebody adopted an animal and they don't, it's like the thought would be that they could like pet the bunny like 5 times a day. Like they're not allowed to pet the bunny or something like this. And it's like, they feel like this is not fun. It's like there's something just, yeah, they had a different expectation. Now let's continue on the World in reverse. In that second week, Fox, do secret favors for others upright. I feel this environment has a lot to it though, and it's maybe very something very, very attractive in general. A lot of people looking at this space. Let's clear it. Very lucrative even. 5 of Pentacles. I'm hearing Justin Bieber, elephant upright. You can overcome any problem. Like, this is something that you thought, well, I didn't think it would be so hard to get their attention. Like, I'm gonna have to be doing this and that and that and that. It's like, it's just not gonna be, sorry, Virgo, it's just not gonna be like working out. Like, if I'm gonna have to literally like do, like, yoga for you to even just, say yes to me of something very simple. Some of you maybe are working with someone who you really admire, and then it's like it's taken them forever to like get back on you with the smallest little things. Like, whoa, okay, exposed. Yeah, someone is maybe gonna have a little bit of like a moment here where, yeah, it's like, hey, this is just like not what we talked about. I'm hearing that as well. Page of Swords in reverse in the 3rd week. I mean, are you comfortable? Yeah, I'm comfortable. Something's awkward though. It's like that moment when there's obviously some kind of strange vibe going on, like strange energy. 8 of Cups upright. Like you realize someone's being a little passive aggressive. Like 2 of Wands upright. 7 of Cups upright. 8 of Pentacles upright. 6 of Cups in reverse. I feel like it's kind of shame though. Like someone feels like, damn, this is shame. Like, I feel like, honestly, we could have had... But then it's that moment you realize what's really happening. And it's like, okay, I guess it's not really like that. Knight of Pentacles, right? This could be someone famous even. Again, I see someone who maybe has a mentor or something, and they're not giving them enough attention, like, as they feel it. Like, I feel like she's not giving me, like, enough time. I'm hearing that, like, truly. But some of you, this is someone you're dating, and maybe they're just, you know, they're just completely, like, not giving you the type of attention you need as you feel it. This is maybe where it gets really important to have a conversation, you know, to communicate. If you're feeling like something is not satisfying you, we don't want to build resentment. We want to communicate first, right? As soon as possible, actually, so that we don't hold stagnancy with that. Now, let's pull further, because it's inevitable, right? It's like, usually it's going to come out one way or another. The Bear, stand up for yourself upright. Yeah, someone felt kind of even, like, belittled here in this space. Like, let's clear it and ground, yeah. Someone kind of felt, yeah, they feel like, hey, you're kind of, like, putting me down a little bit. Like, you're putting me to the side. You know, and I just don't really like that. I'm hearing Mykonos. Like, someone's maybe even, like, they're not even including people in the pictures that they're taking. It's like, that's kind of hurtful. Okay, Rabbit coming through on the 8 of Cups. Ask for help, Rabbit. Yeah. It's like, hey, I gotta, like, climb myself, like, up the side of the mountain, like, on my own. But, like, you helped her with her hand. Yeah, I'm seeing people climbing, like, I'm hearing backpacking. I'm hearing that as well. Mountain climbing, yeah, horseback riding even. I don't know. Someone feels like they're getting treated maybe a little bit differently. Eagle, 2 of Wands, and do the right thing. 7 of Cups. Lion, ask for what you want to bright. Maybe you feel like you're not being appreciated here in this space. Like, I'm trying so hard. It's like, just for a little bit. Like, 8 of Pentacles, upright. Yeah, some of you might change your career entirely. I'm hearing Aries with Aries. You may change, yeah, you may just change your job, like, period. I feel this with many of you, actually, with the 8 of Pentacles and the Unicorn. Let's clear it, but always make your decision as you feel it. But it's like, something is not worth it. It's like, I'm putting so much into this. Like, I'm hearing just to, like, yeah, and I see you're not feeling that you're being accounted for, really, truly. Let's pull in the 6 of Cups and reverse Dolphin. It's getting awkward, because I feel like there's resentment building here. If it is the workplace, it's like, at first you were really, like, happy and smiling, but now it's like, okay, you're kind of exploiting me. I'm hearing that. Cougar upright, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, you can do it upright, leading you out. Now, by September, we will have moved through the stellium in your sign. We just had an incredible season with you, Virgo. We've had your Mars in your sign. We've had Mercury in your sign. We've had the moon at a certain point in your sign, trancing with those planets. We had Venus in your sign. As I'm filming this, it's still Sun in Virgo. So by September, Venus will have already moved into Libra. Actually, it already is, and I'm filming this on August 19th. By September, though, the Sun is in Libra, Mercury is in Libra, Venus is in Libra, if not Scorpio, which shares that particular month. And actually, well, you do have part of the month of September with the Sun in your sign as well, of course. But there is a lot of focus here that maybe, how do we say, there was a lot of there was something that, how do we say this? Okay, leading into September, you really possibly started to even realize certain things, and you started to really, you've been working with a lot. Well, you've done a lot, Virgo, like, actually, maybe, and it comes down maybe to your career even. For many of you, Virgo in period relates to career. So even if you are a Virgo, and let's say you've got planets in Virgo or a lot of planets in Virgo, usually there's going to generally be a strong focus on career, but that's a generalization, of course. So let's continue pulling. Now, Monkey in reverse, Lizard in reverse. Monkey tried something new in reverse, Lizard dream in reverse. I really feel, Virgo, that something did not climax in the way that you really felt that it would. It's like, oh, well, that's too bad. Okay, she just gave him, like, the mic instead. Anyways, okay, so, well, she just, like, kind of, let's clear it around. She met with him instead. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Lizard. 9 of Pentacles upright. King of Wands in reverse. Tower in reverse. The Chair in reverse. Yeah, Page of Cups upright. 6 of Swords. We ran out of the Children's Spirit Animal cards. the Moon, Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse with the King of Cups in the theme. Some of you were dealing maybe with a space, let's clear it. It was really disappointing. This is quite disappointing. Like, I'm hearing white, I'm hearing sorbet, I'm hearing ice cream, like, this is just not even worth my time. I'm hearing that. Somebody's working so hard, yeah, they're sore, their arm is like sore, they're scooping ice cream for like eight days a week. The Hierophant's in reverse. Some of you may drop a contract. You may step out of a contract here officially. It's like, yeah, I'm here. I was working like a workhorse. Some of you have definitely like moved, actually, maybe even, but there's something kind of here, like maybe you give like one more shot at something, or like one more like, you know, opportunity here with the Page of Cups like upright. But I feel at that point you're kind of like, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're over it, but like, you're kind of like not really feeling it as much as you were. Maybe you're truly, they're a little bit disenchanted, I feel. A little bit disenchanted, Virgo. Like, I don't know. I just feel that, you know, when there's, well, you had high hopes, right? As I feel it. Sometimes that's part of it. Like, well, you know, did we come through with expectations, you know? It reminds me, you know, of when you're starting a project. Let's say you're an entrepreneur and you want a project done, and maybe you're starting it even with friends or people who you just trust. You're like, we didn't write it out in writing, and like they end up taking forever with that. Like, that's something that maybe you realize, you know what, I'm good, I'm gonna move on from this, but like it was definitely a lesson. And yeah, there's just something that doesn't break you in that space. Of course, it's something though that you feel you definitely step away from knowing something more about what you want to say. Maybe if you were in that scenario. Let's go. But you step away feeling more that you have, how do we say, I feel like you felt alone, or like you were relying on yourself, Virgo. Yeah, I see that with the Page of Cups. There was something kind of lonely, or like just impossible even. Like, why is it so hard? Yeah. For a number of you, this inspires you, though, I feel, at the end of the day. So to change something in your life, or at least to gravitate towards things that do resonate with you. So would you be happy to tell your friends how much you earn? Would they tell you? Try it now. This is coming through. This is from the Conversationalist deck, by the way. This is coming through on the first 3 of September. We're going to pull a question for each of the days. Yeah, and, you know, sometimes it's those experiences, Virgo, where it's like, damn, this is really not satisfying me. But that's good, because then it kind of points you in the direction of, you know, what you do want. And it's the pivot point, though. Sometimes that's the point where we say, but I'm still sulking, I'm still feeling like this is not satisfying me. And what is the point that we say, well, I'm going to start looking for what does? Would you prefer a view of a desert or the sea? And why? Maybe there's this sort of period even, I'm hearing Cancer Capricorn with Cancer Capricorn, where you're like, you know what? I'll start thinking brighter. Maybe this is not where I want to be. Maybe this is, you know, I think you start thinking about a new environment. Oh, it's backwards on the screen. Yeah, it's when you're reading it out on the Mac screen, it's backwards. But it's like there's something you're starting to think about more. Like, you're thinking outside of the box. Like, I don't have to be here. Like, why would I be here kind of vibe, you know? Okay, what items of clothing excite you the most? And it's got a little Venus-Mars symbol down there. Okay, definitely there's some changes here, like, yeah, I feel like you want to feel satisfied. What are your biggest flaws? Like, maybe this has been a long time where you've been sacrificing something, and it gets to the point where you're like, I'm ready to, like, start. I'm hearing dressing differently as well. Maybe it's all hand in hand, like, the climate you're in, you know, the types of people you're around. Maybe something is just like too much of one thing, like too professional, for example. It's not inspiring you is what I'm getting creatively. If you had to choose between a happy home life and a mediocre career, or a successful career and mediocre home life, which would you choose? Maybe also you just want some routine here as well coming into the mix. Some of you have been way too focused on your career. I'm seeing this. Way too focused on your career. This is 3, 4, 5. I'm hearing, yeah, I had a meltdown. I'm hearing that. Can you describe your taste in interiors and design? Okay, that is on 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th. Some of you really know actually what you want to give more attention to in a big way. And maybe that's the point where you realize, whoa, when I'm just like on my downtime and I'm just doing these little things right here, I'm having so much fun. Then I'm spending all of my time doing these things that are like truly like not fun to me. And it's becoming really clear what I want to be investing my time in. What music has influenced your attitude to life? Some of you I see are getting kind of bored with something. I'm seeing that as well. It seems like a lot of actors here. Okay, Virgo. I feel that you've been patient though as well, and it's like you've known that, yeah, you've been patient. Like, I've known that this wasn't really where my heart was at. When did you last feel desperate? Some of you are not feeling vulnerable enough, I'm seeing in the environment. If it is career, if it is, you know, relationships, maybe even family, like, I feel like you feel kind of stone cold. Like, not able to like really relate to people, like you feel kind of alienated, like estranged a little bit. It could even just be a new environment, but let's continue. When do you feel lonely? Literally. Okay, coming through on the 9th. I feel like there's some nostalgia as well, possibly. Is there anything you regret not doing due to fear? Virgo, I think it gets to the point where you start thinking, I'm gonna just make this change already. This is not worth holding on to. What makes you envious? This is around the mid part of the second week. Which close relative do you like the least and why? I feel like you do not want this, I feel like you don't want this building as resentment. Whatever this is, I feel the sooner you address it, the better. It's gonna turn into a massive snowball, otherwise is what I'm getting. Let's move into the last part of this week. What kind of character traits are you drawn to in people that, although compelling, can make for difficulties in relationships? Again, I feel like you want to spice things up here, Virgo. I'm just getting these vibes here coming through. When have you acted without 100% integrity? This leads you out in the second week. Sometimes when we're not happy, we start creating issues, like when we're so-called not happy, when we're not on our life path, when we feel not in alignment with where we're at, when we feel not in alignment with our story that we're telling out as well, when we feel in some way framed or inauthentic in the space that we're acting in, that's when we start creating issues or where we start creating drama for ourselves. Let's clear around and possibly others. Maybe you realize, like, I'm creating issues here, like, I don't want to deal with this and I don't want them to deal with this. Like, this is not working. In the third week, what don't your parents understand about you? Let's clear it. This might go back to matters of family, childhood. It might go back to friends. There's something here that is definitely lingering as I'm getting it that you maybe have been wanting to address, but you just like haven't had time because of these other things that you're doing. It's like these other things are seriously getting in the way. Like, I'm not able to innovate. I'm not able to feel creative and free and just flowing. I'm seeing that with this card here. In the third week, I see you asking the bigger questions of where does this actually originate from? Yeah, where does this feeling of like not being able to really address what I'm feeling originate from? Like, why would I put myself in this situation to begin with, possibly? Next card. What do you regret about a past relationship? Coming through in tandem with that, I feel like either you or someone wants to have a really strong heart-to-heart connection here. Imagine you were forced to write a poem. What might be the first two lines? This reminds me of how artists, they typically create art by way of the experiences they have that are quite challenging. The emotion that arises right from certain challenging experiences actually at times influence art in a general way. So there's maybe something here that you realize, it would be advantageous to address whatever this is that is quite challenging from years ago. I'm hearing this. Okay, no, and I feel like, you're like, it's better for me to address this now. What aspects of yourself do you worry might put off a prospective partner? Some of you maybe even want to start a creative career. What have you argued about most in relationships? Some of you feel like you're not really getting into your connections with people. Like, you feel it's kind of shallow, or you feel like you're not able to have like real conversations that you're actually connecting to. What do you find, or that you're connecting to the person in, like, when you're having that conversation? Like, maybe you're having a conversation with that person, but you're not connecting to yourself in that conversation. Maybe you're even having a technically deep conversation, but it's not feeling right to you. I'm hearing McDonald's. Take it as you will. What do you find most interesting about being with other people? Maybe, Virgo, it comes down to you identifying what it is first that you really want. That's why these experiences that are challenging are coming through, to pinpoint you in the direction of, hey, I do at least want to try and find, I want to find what I'm passionate about. In what ways are you difficult to have a relationship with? And it might come down to really defining it very, very strategically, like, hey, like, exactly, this is what I want, with exactitude. That's exactly what makes me excited. And so, are you more attracted to a nomadic or settled life? This is coming through in the first day of the last week of September. Whew. In what respects are you still the same person you were as a child? You've been in a cycle here possibly for a long time now. In what ways are you peculiar around money? Something is going to change in a big way. I feel it's going to change different parts of your lifestyle. What two people from different parts of your life might you be reluctant to bring together, and why? What have you learned from two people you've gone out with? Something is off, though, Virgo. I feel like you've understood that. Like, let's clear it. Something has not really even made enough money. I'm seeing, again, this can apply in a number of ways, but I'm seeing a heart here, hearts everywhere. It's like, this is not really meeting my needs. Like, this is not really where I want to be. This is not really where I see myself I'm hearing in like 5 to 10 years down the line. I'm hearing lifetimes as well. So maybe there's a broader like life mission that you feel is definitely like needing to be addressed here. And you feel like where you're at is, well, not to say wasting your time, but You know, maybe you feel like in some capacity it's not allowing you to think about and give yourself to those things that you do know relate to your broader life mission and purpose. So there is something here, and that's sitting literally on the Chariot in reverse. There's something here that you feel you're almost like, I would say, neglecting, and this energy can come down to your IC. You know, your moon as well, and there are things here that you feel you are, you know, they're important, but they're also challenging, but they are going to point you ultimately in the direction that align you with your life purpose. But, you know, this is a general video, so you got to see it in your way. Always teach your personal intuition, and I recommend to watch other signs. Personally, I watch all signs, so if you feel guided to watch certain signs, take it as well. What have you learned, again, from two people you've gone out with? And this is something maybe like, you know, you knew, but you didn't want to like call out. Maybe you wanted to keep the peace in a certain way, or something was easier. Like, hey, I'll just like keep going along with this. But at a certain point, Virgo, you know, you realize it's not worth it, because this is going to be something that builds. I'm hearing that like over time, like, you know, things that you see. So what's the best evening you've ever had? Ooh, on the Page of Cups. This is a very, very exciting energy, actually. I see you. So there's a shift here. There's a shift, and it's, you know, those days where you have like an amazing day, but it's like radically different from your everyday. It's like that kind of experience, Virgo, where, yeah, no, you're inspired. You're like, that's it. Yeah, this is what I want to be doing with my life. I'm hearing that as well. Six of Swords, maybe even meet someone who's just like, let's clear it. They encourage you maybe to pursue as well your dream. What sort of person do you tend to develop a crush on? Ooh, Virgo. Six of Swords. The moon. Yeah, something is definitely getting exciting here. Building. What's your most embarrassing or surprising taste? I feel like it's getting kind of more risky even. Maybe you're at a point here, you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I gotta just pursue this already. What's your most embarrassing or surprising taste on the moon? Eight of Wands in reverse. I think some of you could be going on a date with somebody who's kind of like intense here at the end of the week. If you could only have one medium, which one would you choose and why? Art, film, literature, or music? Interesting. Something definitely changes. It shifts here. Yeah, around 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th. 27th, yeah. 27th there's a big 27th, there's even an event. There's something that just really very excited about. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing Beer Film Festival. I'm hearing that. Okay. Hierophant in reverse. Have you ever traveled on your own? Oh, Virgo. Yeah. I feel for some of you, you're craving something different, and kind of, again, risky, like risk-taking. Maybe it's something you know you're attracted to, but you're like, is it too risky? Like, yeah. There's something you want to take a big shift here with, shift on with. What makes you secretly, surprisingly anxious? This sits on your theme card of the King of Cups in reverse. And I read this card at the base of it, the Ace of Wands, actually as the Ace of Warning. I feel like this is a huge message of, yeah, Temperance in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse. Like, if you're passionate about something, address it sooner than later, because otherwise it's going to be something that manifests regardless, but it's going to be indirectly. So thank you for tuning in. Loving the light, T Virgo. I hope this video was helpful. And let me know if you have any sort of insights as to this particular style, if it is helpful for you, if you like pulling for each of the cards with questions, if you like, you know, the Children's Spirit Animal deck. Thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to hit the like button if you do find this sort of outline helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next readings. Enjoy September and your season. Bye, Virgo. Bye.